Someone is testing your feelings without you realizing it. Don't scroll, pause right here for a moment, because if this title caught your attention, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than you may want to admit. Listen to this carefully. Something subtle has been unfolding in your connection, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, in ways that are easy to dismiss if you're not paying attention. Small changes. Slight delays. Mixed signals that come and go. Moments where you feel closer one day and strangely distant the next. And you've probably been telling yourself you're overthinking, that it's nothing, that you should just be patient. Stay till the end, because what I'm about to tell you isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up gently. Someone in your life has been testing your feelings without saying a word, not necessarily out of cruelty, but out of uncertainty, fear, and a deep need for reassurance they don't yet know how to ask for honestly. Listen to this moment closely. When someone tests your feelings, it often looks like silence instead of questions, distance instead of clarity, and emotional pullbacks instead of direct conversations. They may disappear just long enough to see if you reach out. They may act colder to see if it affects you. They may mention other options, distractions, or independence just to watch your reaction. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. These tests are not about your worth, they are about their insecurity. And your heart needs this reminder right now because love that is healthy does not require hidden exams or emotional experiments. Love grows through openness, not through guessing games. This message is for you if you've been feeling emotionally alert lately, like your nervous system can't fully relax around this person. If you replay conversations in your head. If you wonder why things feel good but not safe. Listen to this carefully. That discomfort is your intuition speaking, not your anxiety. And intuition speaks softly at first, hoping you'll listen before it has to raise its voice. Angel numbers didn't start showing up for no reason. 222 appearing when you're trying to stay balanced and not react. 444 when you're asking the universe for clarity and grounding. 555 when something inside you feels like it's shifting and you can't go back to how things were. These are not coincidences. They are signals telling you to observe, not overgive. To stay centered, not prove yourself. Don't scroll away from this truth. When someone tests your feelings, the biggest mistake is to respond by giving more than you should. By explaining yourself excessively. By chasing reassurance. By trying to pass a test you were never meant to take. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are not here to audition for love. You are here to be chosen freely, without pressure. Listen to this moment. The universe is watching how you respond, not to judge you, but to guide you. Do you abandon yourself to keep the connection? Or do you stay grounded in your worth even when things feel uncertain? Stay till the end, because this choice quietly shapes your destiny. Not all tests lead to endings, but all tests reveal truth. If this person is testing you because they're afraid to open up, your calm, self-respecting energy will either invite honesty or expose emotional immaturity. And either outcome protects you. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional revelation most people miss. Someone who tests your feelings is often deeply affected by you. They feel something real, something strong, and instead of leaning in, they hesitate. They fear vulnerability. They fear losing control. They fear being the one who cares more. So they test. But love that is meant for you does not need to hide behind fear. Love that is meant for you does not put you in a position where you're constantly checking your emotional footing. Listen to this carefully. You may feel tempted to confront them, to demand answers, to force clarity. And while honest communication is powerful, timing and energy matter. Right now, the universe is asking you to stay observant, not reactive. To let behavior reveal what words will not. Your heart needs this reminder right now because actions speak louder than reassurance. Don't scroll away from this knowing. If you remain calm, present, and emotionally steady, the test cannot continue indefinitely. It either transforms into honesty or collapses under its own weight. And if it collapses, it wasn't built to support the depth of connection you're capable of anyway. Stay till the end, because destiny is working quietly in your favor. You are not being tested because you are weak. You are being tested because you matter. But you are not required to pass someone else's silent exam to earn love. Listen to this moment closely. How you feel around someone is more important than how much you feel for them. If love feels confusing, tense, or conditional, it's information. And information is power. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger the universe wants you to sit with. Either this person steps forward with clarity and emotional honesty, or they fade out as the lesson completes itself. And either way, you are guided, protected, and supported. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are learning to choose peace over potential and self-respect over uncertainty. Stay connected, like, share, and subscribe in this same aligned flow, because messages like this come in divine timing, and the next one may reveal exactly how this situation resolves when you choose yourself first. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what unfolds now is the layer that explains why this testing is happening and why it feels so emotionally charged inside you. And this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you've been trying to stay calm and rational about the situation. Listen to this carefully. When someone tests your feelings without realizing it, it's rarely about control in the way people assume. Most of the time, it comes from fear. Fear of attachment. Fear of being vulnerable. Fear of being the one who cares more and losing power in the connection. They don't wake up thinking, I'm going to test them today. Instead, they act from insecurity. They pull back slightly. They delay responses. They become inconsistent just enough to watch what you do. And you feel it immediately, even if you can't name it. Your heart needs this reminder right now because your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's awareness. You're picking up on emotional shifts that aren't being spoken out loud. Listen to this moment closely. The reason this testing feels unsettling is because your soul doesn't thrive in uncertainty. You are someone who loves honestly, who gives directly, who feels deeply. And when someone introduces emotional unpredictability, your nervous system starts asking questions your mind tries to ignore. You may find yourself wondering if you said something wrong, if you're expecting too much, if you should pull back or lean in. Don't scroll, because this is where most people lose themselves. They start adjusting their behavior to pass a test they never agreed to take. They become quieter, more agreeable, more emotionally available, hoping stability will return. But listen to this carefully. Every time you abandon your natural rhythm to maintain connection, you teach the universe that confusion is acceptable. And the universe is asking you to do the opposite now. Stay till the end, because this is where your power becomes clear. Someone who tests your feelings is watching for reaction, but what actually shifts the dynamic is grounded presence. Calm. Consistency with yourself. Not chasing, not withdrawing dramatically, not over-explaining. Just staying rooted in who you are. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you don't need to prove the depth of your feelings for them to be valid. Love that is meant for you will not require you to perform emotional gymnastics. Listen to this moment. Angel numbers may be appearing more frequently right now because you're at a crossroads energetically. 222 when you're being reminded to stay balanced instead of reactive. For 44 when the universe is protecting your emotional boundaries even if it feels uncomfortable. 555 when this connection is either about to evolve into honesty or fall away entirely. These signs are not pushing you toward an outcome. They're guiding you toward self-respect. Don't scroll away from this truth. Testing often stops when the person realizes you are not going to abandon yourself to make them feel secure. And if it doesn't stop, that tells you something important about their emotional maturity. Listen to this carefully. A person who needs to test you instead of communicate is not ready for the depth you offer yet. That doesn't make them bad. It makes them unprepared. But being unprepared still causes harm when you're someone who loves deeply. Your heart needs this reminder right now because compassion does not require self-sacrifice. You can understand someone's fear without volunteering to carry it for them. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. You may feel moments of guilt for not doing more, for not reaching out, for not clarifying things. But clarity that has to be forced is not clarity. Real clarity emerges when both people feel safe enough to be honest. And right now, the universe is asking you to see if safety is mutual or one-sided. Listen to this moment closely. If you stay centered, if you continue living your life, caring for yourself, and not bending your truth to stabilize the connection, one of two things will happen. Either they will step forward with honesty, expressing what they've been afraid to say. Or the distance will grow, revealing that the connection relied on imbalance to survive. And either outcome is guidance. Your heart needs this reminder right now because the goal is not to win someone's certainty. The goal is to experience love that doesn't require tests at all. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe is not putting you through this to see how much you can endure. It's showing you how much you're worth when you refuse to chase reassurance. You may notice that the more grounded you become, the more unsettled they appear. That's not cruelty. That's contrast. They are confronting their fear while you are choosing peace. Listen to this carefully. Testing ends when honesty begins. And honesty begins when fear no longer controls behavior. You cannot force that moment. You can only decide whether you will remain emotionally available to confusion. Your heart needs this reminder right now because love should not make you feel like you're walking on emotional glass. Stay till the end, because this is the emotional revelation that changes how you see everything. The fact that someone is testing your feelings means you matter deeply to them. But being important to someone is not the same as being treated with care. And you are learning the difference now, not to harden your heart, but to protect it. Don't scroll, because destiny is quietly adjusting around your response. If you choose self-respect, clarity will follow. If you choose overgiving, the lesson will repeat. And the universe always repeats lessons until self-worth becomes the default choice. Listen to this moment closely. You are not being tested because you are uncertain. You are being tested because you are powerful. But you don't need to pass anyone's unspoken exam to deserve love. You deserve love that meets you openly, chooses you clearly, and communicates without games. And whether this person rises to that level or fades out of your life, you will walk away stronger, clearer, and more aligned than before. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what you're about to hear explains why this testing feels so personal, so activating, and so impossible to ignore, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you've been trying to convince yourself it doesn't matter that much. Listen to this carefully. When someone tests your feelings, it's not just about curiosity or uncertainty, it's about power dynamics at a soul level. They are subconsciously asking, do I matter more than their peace? Will they bend to keep me? Am I safe to stay guarded while they stay open? And the reason this feels heavy is because your spirit was never meant to participate in emotional games. You were meant to meet love in honesty, not strategy. You may have noticed that the tests come in waves. One moment they feel warm and close, the next they feel distant or distracted. One day they seem invested, the next they seem indifferent. And every time that switch happens, something inside you tightens. Your heart needs this reminder right now because that tightening is information. It's your nervous system saying, this isn't stable. Listen to this moment closely. The universe communicates through feeling before it communicates through events. And the feeling you've been getting isn't random. It's guidance asking you to pause instead of chase. Don't scroll away from this truth. The reason this testing hurts more than it should is because you are emotionally honest. You don't hide your care behind tactics. You don't pull away to gain control. You don't withhold affection to feel powerful. So when someone does those things to you, it feels disorienting, almost unfair, because you would never approach love that way. This message is for you if you've been wondering why you feel more affected than you should. It's because your heart operates in truth, not defense. Listen to this carefully. Testing often escalates when someone senses they are losing influence over your emotions. When they feel you pulling back, not dramatically, but quietly. When they feel you becoming less reactive, less available, more centered. That shift can trigger fear in someone who relies on emotional responses to feel secure. So the test intensifies. Silence lasts a little longer. Distance feels a little colder. And they watch closely to see if you'll crack. Your heart needs this reminder right now because love that is real does not need to provoke anxiety to feel alive. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. You may be tempted to respond by matching their behavior. Pulling away just to see if they notice. Becoming distant to regain balance. And while that may feel empowering in the moment, it keeps you in the same game. The universe is asking you to do something different. To stay authentic. To remain emotionally regulated. To not abandon yourself to provoke a response. Listen to this moment. When you stay grounded, when you don't chase or perform, the test loses its power. It either transforms into honest communication or collapses entirely. And that outcome reveals everything you need to know. Angel numbers may be appearing more frequently now because you are standing at a decision point energetically. 222 when you are being reminded to stay balanced instead of reacting emotionally. 444 when your boundaries are being protected even if it feels uncomfortable. 555 when this dynamic is reaching a breaking or breakthrough point. These signs are not pushing you toward confrontation or silence. They are guiding you toward self-trust. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe is watching how you choose yourself when uncertainty invites overgiving. Listen to this carefully. Someone who tests your feelings often believes love must be earned, proven, or measured. They may not even realize they're doing it. They learned somewhere along the way that vulnerability is dangerous, that being open leads to loss, that caring more means getting hurt. So instead of expressing their fear, they create situations that force you to reveal how much you care. But your heart needs this reminder right now because you are not responsible for healing someone else's attachment wounds at the expense of your own peace. Don't scroll, because this is where clarity sharpens. You may notice that the more you stay calm and centered, the more uncomfortable they become. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're no longer feeding the dynamic that gave them reassurance without accountability. That discomfort is not your fault. It's the space where growth is supposed to happen. And not everyone chooses growth when it shows up. Listen to this moment closely. If they truly care and are capable of healthy connection, this testing phase will end with honesty. They will speak. They will clarify. They will risk vulnerability instead of control. But if they are not ready, the distance will widen, not because you failed, but because the connection depended on imbalance to survive. Your heart needs this reminder right now because either outcome is protection. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are not here to decode mixed signals forever. You are here to experience love that feels safe in your body. Love that doesn't make you question your worth. Love that doesn't require you to monitor your reactions or walk on emotional eggshells. Listen to this carefully. The universe is not testing you to see how much you can tolerate. It's showing you how much you deserve when you refuse to tolerate confusion. Stay till the end, because this is the emotional revelation that changes how you see everything. The fact that someone is testing your feelings means you have power in this connection. But real power is not in being needed. It's in being grounded. It's in knowing that you can walk away without losing yourself. Don't scroll, because destiny is quietly aligning around the version of you that chooses peace over proving. The more you honor yourself, the clearer the situation becomes. And clarity is the greatest gift the universe can give you right now. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what's happening now is the turning point most people miss, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now even if you're trying to stay composed on the outside. Listen to this carefully. After the testing phase intensifies, after the subtle pulls and pushes, there comes a moment when the universe shifts the spotlight from their behavior to your response. This is not about guessing their intentions anymore. This is about noticing how your energy is being shaped by the uncertainty. You may feel more alert than usual, more emotionally aware, catching yourself rereading messages, replaying conversations, sensing pauses that feel louder than words. That awareness isn't weakness. It's your intuition asking you to slow down and witness what's actually happening. Don't scroll, because this matters deeply. Testing only has power when it hooks into your fear of loss. And the universe is guiding you right now to see that you don't lose yourself by choosing clarity, you lose yourself by chasing reassurance. Listen to this moment closely. There is a reason your heart feels slightly guarded lately. It's not because you stopped caring. It's because your soul is recalibrating what safety feels like. Safety doesn't come from being wanted conditionally. It comes from being met honestly. And right now, honesty is what's missing. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are not too sensitive for noticing shifts. You are perceptive. You feel energy before words. You notice intention before action. And when someone tests your feelings, additionally what they're testing is whether you will override that perception to keep them comfortable. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is asking you to choose yourself in small, quiet ways. Not by cutting someone off dramatically. Not by confronting with emotion. But by staying steady. By responding instead of reacting. By keeping your life full, your energy grounded, your self-respect intact. Listen to this carefully. When you stop adjusting your behavior to manage someone else's uncertainty, the dynamic changes quickly. Tests lose their effectiveness. Silence becomes revealing. Distance becomes informative. And what remains is truth, unfiltered. This message is for you if you've been wondering whether to lean in or pull back. The answer is neither. The answer is to stand still in who you are. Let behavior speak. Let consistency, or lack of it, tell you everything. Angel numbers may be appearing again during this phase because you are being supported energetically while you hold your ground. 222 shows up to remind you to stay balanced, not swing between hope and fear. 444 appears when you're being protected from overextending your heart. 555 surfaces when this connection is approaching a moment of transformation, either into honesty or into release. These signs are not asking you to force an outcome. They are asking you to trust the process. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional revelation most people avoid. Testing creates anxiety because it keeps you focused on being chosen instead of choosing. And the universe wants you to remember that you always have a choice. You can choose not to participate in emotional ambiguity. You can choose not to reveal your entire heart to someone who hasn't shown they can hold it with care. You can choose not to internalize someone else's fear as a reflection of your worth. Listen to this moment closely. You might notice that as you stay grounded, their behavior becomes more pronounced. They may try to re-engage suddenly, then pull back again. They may seek your attention indirectly. They may test boundaries to see if you're still emotionally available on demand. This isn't random. It's a response to losing influence. And your heart needs this reminder right now because influence is not love. Control is not connection. Real connection does not require you to be monitored or measured. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe is allowing this to unfold so you can see clearly whether this person is capable of meeting you in mutual honesty. And clarity often arrives not through answers, but through patterns. Watch the pattern. Does communication improve when you're calm and centered? Does it only return when you pull away? Does warmth depend on your emotional availability? These observations are not judgments. They are data. And data leads to wise decisions. Listen to this carefully. If this person is emotionally mature and genuinely invested, the testing will end when they realize you won't abandon yourself. They will speak. They will clarify. They will step into vulnerability. But if they are not ready, the space will widen. Not because you failed, but because the connection relied on imbalance to feel alive. Your heart needs this reminder right now because either outcome serves you. One leads to deeper honesty. The other leads to freedom. Don't scroll, because this is where self-trust is built. You are learning to sit with uncertainty without trying to control it. You are learning to let things reveal themselves instead of forcing reassurance. That skill will protect you in every future relationship you have. Listen to this moment. You may feel moments of doubt, wondering if you should say something, do something, fix something. And sometimes communication is necessary. But communication that comes from anxiety often muddies clarity. The universe is asking you to speak only when you are calm, not when you are trying to secure attachment. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you are worthy of love that meets you without tests, without silence, without emotional push and pull. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are not here to pass someone else's exam. You are here to live in alignment with your values. And the more you do that, the faster this situation resolves itself. Resolution doesn't always mean staying together. It means understanding. It means peace. It means not questioning yourself anymore. Listen to this carefully. As you continue to honor yourself, you may notice a strange calm settling in. That calm is not detachment from love. It's alignment with truth. It's your soul recognizing that you don't need to chase what is meant to choose you willingly. Don't scroll, because destiny responds to self-respect faster than it responds to effort. The universe is not watching to see how much you can endure. It's watching to see how clearly you can see. And right now, you are seeing more than you think. This phase is not meant to last forever. It's meant to show you what kind of love you will no longer accept and what kind you are now ready to receive. Stay with this awareness. Let it guide you gently. Because clarity is already unfolding, and when it fully arrives, it will feel less like an answer and more like relief. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what you are stepping into now is the moment where the test loses its grip on you, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you still feel a slight pull toward understanding them instead of fully choosing yourself. Listen to this carefully. After the confusion, after the subtle push and pull, after the silence that made you question your intuition, something begins to change inside you. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quietly. You stop waiting for the next signal. You stop bracing for the next shift in tone. You stop trying to read between the lines. And that internal shift is powerful. Because the moment you stop centering your emotional world around someone else's uncertainty, the test begins to collapse on its own. Stay till the end, because this is where the universe reveals why this situation entered your life in the first place. The testing was never meant to define you. It was meant to refine you. You were placed in this dynamic to learn how to stay emotionally present without becoming emotionally dependent, how to care without abandoning yourself, how to sense truth without demanding immediate answers. And you are learning that now. Your heart needs this reminder right now because growth doesn't always feel like progress while it's happening. Sometimes it feels like discomfort, like restraint, like choosing not to act when every part of you wants clarity. Listen to this moment closely. The reason this phase feels heavy is because your soul is outgrowing the need for validation. You are beginning to understand that love should not feel like a test you're constantly being graded on. You shouldn't have to wonder if you're doing enough, saying enough, feeling enough. Real connection feels secure, not suspenseful. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is showing you, through this experience, what happens when someone measures love instead of offering it freely. And once you see that clearly, you can never unsee it. This message is for you if you've started noticing that your reactions are softer now. You don't panic the way you used to. You don't feel the same urgency to fix things. That doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're learning emotional self-regulation. You're learning that peace is more important than intensity. Listen to this carefully. The person testing your feelings may sense this shift before you fully do. They may feel you becoming less available emotionally, not in a cold way, but in a grounded way. And that can trigger one of two responses. They may step forward with honesty, realizing that games no longer work. Or they may escalate the testing, trying to provoke a reaction to regain a sense of control. Don't scroll, because how you respond now matters. Not for them, but for you. The universe is asking you to stay steady, not reactive. To remain kind without being compliant. To remain open without being unprotected. Your heart needs this reminder right now because self-respect does not require confrontation. Sometimes it requires silence. Sometimes it requires consistency with your own values even when someone else is inconsistent with theirs. Angel numbers may be showing up again during this phase because you are standing at a point of embodiment. 222 reminding you to stay emotionally balanced instead of swinging between hope and fear. 444 showing you that you are protected when you honor your boundaries. 555 signaling that this dynamic is nearing a natural resolution, not through force, but through truth. These signs are not asking you to wait longer. They are asking you to trust yourself more. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Testing only works when you internalize someone else's fear as your responsibility. And you are no longer doing that. You are beginning to see that their uncertainty is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their readiness. And readiness cannot be rushed, negotiated, or earned. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel moments of sadness realizing that someone you care about may not be able to meet you where you are. That grief is valid. But it is not a signal to lower your standards. It is a signal that you are honoring your truth. Your heart needs this reminder right now because letting go of potential hurts, but holding on to misalignment hurts more. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional revelation that shifts everything. You are not being asked to choose between loving them and loving yourself. You are being shown that love which requires self-betrayal is not love you are meant to build your future on. And that realization changes how you move forward in every connection, not just this one. Listen to this carefully. The universe is watching how you respond to emotional ambiguity because it's preparing you for emotional clarity. It's teaching you discernment. The ability to feel deeply without drowning. The ability to care without chasing. The ability to wait without waiting on someone who hasn't shown they can walk beside you. Don't scroll away from this truth. As you continue to stay grounded, you may notice the test losing intensity. The silence may no longer bother you the same way. The distance may feel less threatening. That's because you are no longer tying your sense of safety to their behavior. And that is freedom. Your heart needs this reminder right now because freedom is not detachment from love. It's attachment to yourself. Listen to this moment closely. If they come forward with honesty, you will be able to meet that conversation from a place of calm clarity, not desperation. And if they don't, you will feel peace in walking away, not confusion. That peace is the reward for choosing yourself consistently. Don't scroll, because this is where destiny aligns. The universe does not remove people from your life to punish you. It removes them to protect what is becoming stronger within you. And what is becoming stronger within you is discernment, self-worth, and emotional maturity. These qualities will attract a connection that does not test your feelings, because it won't need to. It will know. It will choose. It will communicate. Listen to this carefully. You are not here to convince someone to see your value. You are here to live in alignment with it. And the moment you do that, everything else either rises to meet you or falls away naturally. Don't scroll away from this final knowing. This phase is not about waiting for them to stop testing. It's about you stopping the test from defining how you feel about yourself. And you are doing that now, more than you realize. Stay with this awareness. Let it anchor you. Because the more you choose peace over proving, the faster this chapter resolves itself, and the clearer the next one becomes. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what unfolds now is the phase where the universe gently but firmly closes the loop, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel like you're finally starting to breathe again. Listen to this carefully. After all the testing, the uncertainty, the emotional push and pull, there comes a moment when your soul gets tired of guessing. Not angry. Not dramatic. Just tired. And that tiredness is sacred. It's the signal that you are done negotiating your worth. You may notice that you're no longer checking your phone with the same anticipation, no longer replaying conversations late at night, no longer trying to predict their next move. That's not because you stopped caring. It's because your spirit has chosen peace over suspense. Stay till the end, because this is where the real transformation locks in. The universe always waits until you are emotionally ready to release before it removes confusion completely. You were never meant to stay in a space where love felt like a question mark. This dynamic entered your life to teach you discernment, not endurance. And now that you've learned the lesson, the universe begins to rearrange things in ways you may not immediately connect to this person, but will later recognize as protection. Listen to this moment closely. You might feel a strange neutrality settling in. Not indifference. Not bitterness. Neutrality. And neutrality is powerful. It means you are no longer feeding the emotional loop. You're no longer participating in the test, even unconsciously. And when one person stops participating, the entire dynamic changes. Your heart needs this reminder right now because neutrality is not coldness. It's self-respect in its most mature form. Don't scroll away from this truth. The person who was testing your feelings will feel this shift, even if they don't understand it intellectually. They may sense that they no longer have access to the same emotional reactions, the same reassurance, the same availability on demand. And that realization can bring one final wave of behavior. They might suddenly show interest. They might reach out casually. They might try to reinsert themselves without addressing the underlying issue. Listen to this carefully. This is not proof of change. This is often the last attempt to see if the old dynamic still works. And your heart needs this reminder right now because responding from habit instead of clarity can pull you back into confusion. Don't scroll, because this is where self-trust becomes essential. The universe is not asking you to ignore them or punish them. It's asking you to observe how you feel in your body when they appear again. Do you feel calm? Or do you feel activated? Do you feel grounded? Or do you feel anxious? Love that is meant for you will not throw your nervous system into alert mode. Listen to this moment. Angel numbers may still show up now, but they appear differently. For 44 when you choose stability over emotional spikes. 222 when you remain balanced even when uncertainty presents itself again. 555 when the universe is finalizing the transition out of this lesson and into something new. These signs are confirmations that you are not going backward. You are completing something. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Completion does not always come with dramatic endings or clear conversations. Sometimes it comes with clarity that feels so natural you almost miss it. You simply know what you will no longer tolerate. You simply know what kind of love you are no longer available for. And that knowing changes everything. Listen to this carefully. The reason this experience cut so deeply is because it was tied to your growth. You were learning to distinguish between emotional intensity and emotional safety. Between attraction and alignment. Between being wanted and being chosen. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you have crossed that threshold. You are no longer impressed by inconsistency masked as mystery. You are no longer drawn to affection that disappears when it matters most. Don't scroll, because this is the emotional revelation that frees you. You were never meant to pass the test. You were meant to stop taking it. The universe did not put you here to see how much you could endure for love. It put you here to teach you how to choose love that does not require endurance at all. Listen to this moment closely. As you stand in this grounded space, you may feel grief for what could have been. That grief is natural. It does not mean you made the wrong choice. It means you cared deeply. But caring deeply does not obligate you to stay in uncertainty. Your heart needs this reminder right now because honoring your emotions does not mean sacrificing your future. Don't scroll away from this truth. The love that is coming toward you will not need to test your feelings, because it will feel secure in its own. It will not pull away to see if you chase. It will not go silent to measure your attachment. It will communicate. It will show up. It will choose you clearly. And when that happens, you will look back on this chapter and understand exactly why it couldn't continue. Listen to this carefully. You are no longer in the phase of being evaluated by someone else's fear. You are in the phase of evaluating what aligns with your peace. And peace is the ultimate measure of truth. Don't scroll, because destiny responds to that kind of clarity immediately. You may notice new opportunities, new conversations, new connections appearing effortlessly. That's not coincidence. That's the universe filling the space you cleared by choosing yourself. Your heart needs this reminder right now because empty space is not loss. It's invitation. Invitation for something healthier, steadier, and more aligned to enter. Listen to this moment closely. If the person who tested your feelings ever truly grows, truly heals, truly learns to communicate without fear, you will meet that version of them from a place of strength, not longing. And if they don't, you will not feel regret. You will feel gratitude for the lesson that taught you how to protect your heart without closing it.